2, 3, 4.
Everybody says that they want to be successful. The day that I really started to find success was the day that I was in the gym and hating it, and I said to myself, what's the least I can do and still consider this a full workout? And then, for some reason, a voice inside my head said, stop asking what the least you can do is and start asking what the most you can bear is. The moment you're asking what's the least I need to do to eke this out, that's the result that you're gonna get in your life. And if that's what you want to get from your life, that's fine. And I think honestly, a lot of people, they're not hungry for traditional accounts of success. They're just not. And I pass absolutely no value judgment on that. And I have thought before in my life that that is an incredibly valid life choice to say, look, man, I know what I want. I know how I want to feel through the day. I don't like stress. I want to be at ease. I want to be calm. I don't need much in my life. I just want to be with my wife, my kids, whatever the case may be. A nice, simple, humble life. So the first thing you have to decide is, do you really want success? And how do you define success? Now, if you define success on a global scale, if you're talking about wealth creation, if you're talking about facing down one of the largest challenges we face as a society and saying that's my problem to solve, then I've got some really exciting news for you. There's only one path to success. Set the bar ridiculously high and surpass all expectations. It's something you've heard from me before. You will hear from me again and again and again because it is the only path to success. Now, why is it the only path to success? Because at the end of the day, for you to be successful, what you have to do is capture the imagination of humans. It's not enough to be good to dogs. They're not going to buy dog food if that's what you're making. You have to convince their human counterparts to buy it for you. And if you're going to do that, you may capture the imagination of the humans by showing your love, dedication, and devotion to the pets. That's entirely possible. But at the end of the day, you had to capture the imagination of humans. And what captures the imagination of humans? What's the least I need to do in order to count this as a workout? Or to go in like a goddamn demon and attack those weights and go furious and ask yourself one thing: when the fuck will I break? How far can I push myself before my arm snaps off? Can I do another rep? Will I faint if I keep going? Am I actually about to vomit? If you push yourself that hard and you keep going and you grind it out and you push and drive and prove something to yourself, you show yourself in your gut what you're capable of, then how you do that will be how you do everything else. And going beyond, pushing past the standard, showing people that there is a bubble of pain that you're willing to fucking punch through every time, everything you do, that you won't be held back by your physiology, you won't be held back by your limitations, you won't be held back by a lack of knowledge, you won't be held back by anything, because you live your life with purpose. You have set goals and you're going to do whatever it takes to march towards those goals, including recognizing where you're missing a skill and always being willing to gut check yourself and say the areas in which you're weak, to develop those skills in order to continue to move forward and press on, not doing it for the accolades or the appreciation of people around you, but to answer a question inside your gut. When you push for real success, when you push for a grand success, whether you're trying to be the best parent, whether you're trying to be an entrepreneur, a world famous musician, a chef, whatever it is, if you're trying to push the boundaries, if you're trying to do something that's never been done, if you are trying to redefine that sport, it's only going to be done by breaking into new ground. And it's only going to be done by doing things other people have been unable to do before you, either because they didn't think about it or because they weren't willing to push through that bubble of pain. They weren't willing to gut check themselves and see where they were weak and willing to push themselves through in order to get strong. So if you want to be successful, if you want to know what it really takes, you've got to crush out that voice in your head every time it speaks up, asking you a weak question, asking you a question that erodes who you are just a little bit by its very presence. By allowing that voice to ask, what is the least I need to do in this situation? You begin to chip away at your chances of success. Instead, flip it. Use that weakness, use that whining voice as a trigger for the bold voice that hides inside of you, for that grand voice that's willing to take on a grand challenge, for that voice that won't back down, for that part of you that isn't scared, for the part of you that even if it was scared, it would face that fear and rise up. As Mark Twain said, courage is not never being afraid, it is standing up every time you feel the fear. If that's the voice that you give energy to, then that's how you'll conduct yourself. And when you approach everything asking, how much can I bear in service of my goal? You'll get somewhere. Chances are you'll overshoot your goal. But that's the only secret to success. There's only one path. Do more.